Florida, the latest on the developing news coming up in moments from now. Shutting down, Toys R Us announces plans to close all of its stores. We'll have details on that. And then also this is the best part of our day right here. After all the bad news, we have baby goats because we are doing goat yoga today on News 3 Live.
Right now, News 3 Live at noon, a pedestrian bridge collapses in Florida. Several people fear dead. We have the latest on this developing story as we bring you live pictures from the devastating scene. And shutting down, Toys R Us announces plans to close all of its U.S. stores. How customers are reacting in the live report.
And one of two weather makers rolling through the area now. We're talking rain and mountain snow. That's coming up.
And new video has been released. The deputy who stayed outside as that shooter killed 17 people inside of that Florida high school on camera. Well, now we have the video showing what he was doing, and police say this video is very telling.
News 3 starts right now.
All right, breaking news as we open up our new newscast. This is just a devastating scene out of Florida. This is on the campus of Florida International University, where a pedestrian bridge has collapsed. So this is in Miami, Florida. So far, we've learned of multiple deaths. There are cars that are trapped. Pretty much, they've been smashed more or less underneath this bridge. So just really, really devastating news for those in that community. So far, we don't know why this happened, but we do understand if there is some saving grace in all of this. The students were on spring break, so you don't have as many people on campus right now, but still just a deadly scene unfolding in Miami, Florida.
All right. We're going to be dipping into those live pictures throughout this entire newscast. Let's get to some more breaking news. Special counsel in charge of the Russian election meddling investigation, Robert Mueller, has issued a subpoena against the Trump Organization, ordering them to turn over documents, including some related to Russia. And this is according to the New York Times. The Trump Organization is an umbrella organization that oversees Mr. Trump's business ventures. No word on specifically what it is that Mueller is looking for. News 3 is your place for breaking news. Of course, you can get every breaking news story as it happens on your smartphone or tablet. Simply download our app, news3lv.com, and you'll never miss out.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you so much for being with us. Well, some big news are following here locally and is having an impact across the country. Toys R Us announcing that it's planning to close all of its U.S. stores.
And that means employees here in Southern Nevada could soon be out of a job. And we're not just talking about Toys R Us. This also affects Babies R Us, and we have a couple of those here in town. Let's go out to Faith Jesse joining us live from the Toys R Us near the 95 and Decatur with more on this. Faith?
You know, this is shocking news for a toy store that many of us grew up with, or our parents got us toys, or as parents, you got your kids, grandkids toys. And that's who I wanted to talk to today, the customers. Many of them coming out to Toys R Us today in hopes to find deals for toys that they believe are priced fairly highly. But what they told us is that when they went inside, they really didn't see much of a difference. The company issued this statement in January saying that they were trying to reinvent the store branding and plan to close some of its U.S. stores and convert to co-branded Toys R Us and Babies R Us stores. Fast forward a couple of months, and the company announced it's filed for bankruptcy, and upon court approval, will close all 735 U.S. locations and liquidate inventory. In September of last year, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, noting it has $5 billion in debt to repay, and that comes after the company was saddled with debt from a $6.6 billion buyout in 2005. So for customers, the financial troubles actually meant better deals for pricey inventory, but the people we spoke with today say the price is pretty much the same.
We usually go to Walmart. I think that's the best price you find, not necessarily Toys R Us. $10 off, $5 off, not much of a difference though.
We have been going to Walmart and Target to see and the prices are lower there for the exact same trucks and stuff.
Customers tell me that they think that Toys R Us prices is the reason for their bankruptcy because, like you just heard, they often go to Walmart or Target or shop online to find better deals. The company says it will be in transition for the next 60 days, and they have not closed their international locations. I'm Faith Jesse reporting from Toys R Us, News 3.
Well, new at noon, radio giant iHeartMedia has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. iHeartMedia is the nation's largest radio station operator and is most well here known in Las Vegas for their iHeartRadio music festivals, which will be held here in September. Also, the company is saying it will continue to keep operating after reaching an agreement with creditors to settle its more than $20 billion in debt. That means the iHeartRadio Music Festival will still go on as planned as other big events like the iHeart Music Awards and the iHeart Country Festival.
All right, let's talk weather because we do have some weather on tap. It's windy out there today.
Yeah, windy again, and we're still dealing with scattered rain and snow showers. So here's a look at the radar. Let's get things going here first. So we had a wave of showers move through early this morning. This is the second wave of those showers. We've got mountain snow in there as well. You can see that in the Spring Mountains. Most of the shower activity north of the Las Vegas Valley, but we did have one little cell move through here not too long ago, and you can see that as we zoom in a little bit closer. That cell has now moved off to the north and east and is actually producing a little bit of some moderate shower activity here just to the right of the I-15. And again, most of it to the north, snow in the mountains. Wait till you see the time lapse I've got coming up. And yes, Michelle, we're still dealing with those winds. So we're going to talk about how much longer these winds are going to last, how much longer the rain is going to last, and just how cool these temperatures are going to stay. That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
I got some big fat raindrops on the windshield earlier. All right, developing now, Florida police have released new surveillance video from outside of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, where a gunman opened fire, killing 17 people. And what we're focused on here is that Broward County Sheriff's officer who was standing outside. It's a former school resource officer named Scott Peterson. And the reason this is so important is because this is the guy that was out there. He was armed. He never went inside the building where the gunman was shooting at students and school staff. Police say Peterson was armed, but for whatever reason, chose not to go inside and confront the gunman. Several media organizations, including CNN, has sued the Broward County Sheriff's Office to obtain this surveillance footage. Well, more evidence of the heightened worry about school shootings here in our own community on the heels of nationwide student walkouts happening yesterday that's demanding action on school safety. Garside Junior High School near Torrey Pines and Alta went into lockdown yesterday afternoon. Police say a former student brought a gun. It was made of Legos, but still obviously concerning. He is now in police custody.
Newly released videos showing the moments a man skipped out on swiping the mail from a mailbox and just stole the whole mail truck. Police say that Saturday morning, the armed thief forced a mailman out of his truck near Flamingo and Eastern. The man eventually left the truck at an apartment before stealing another car. Surveillance video shows the moment the suspect returned to the mail truck and stole some mail. Witnesses nearby saw the abandoned postal truck.
The tax returns are coming in and checks people send to loved ones. So I have a feeling that he did it for that reason.
If you have any information on the crime, please call Crime Stoppers. Also, you can call the United States Postal Service. That's 1-877-876-2455.
Well, two men are wanted in Las Vegas. Let's move on to that story. A national study here. Unfortunately for us in Las Vegas, we're at the top or bottom, I guess you would say, of a list that we don't want to be on here. We are now the worst city in the country for low-income housing. And there's one man who aims to change that. The National Low Income Housing Coalition puts out rankings, and Veterans Village creator Arnold Stock has set his sights on a new project. This building, it'll be an apartment building, will provide low-income families an affordable rent. It will also include an urban garden, and social services will be built in.
Rents will be affordable to working families. It'll also have intensive supportive services in it. It's going to have an urban farm and a whole village. It'll be a real village instead of a hypothetical one.
Right now, no date has been set for construction.
New at noon, the Trump administration has announced new sanctions to punish Russia for its 2016 election meddling. The sanctions target 5 entities and 18 individuals, including all 3 people indicted last month by special counsel Robert Mueller. It comes a month and a half after the deadline set by Congress to impose the sanctions. In its announcement, the administration also revealed a Russian attempt to penetrate the U.S. energy grid.
An ex-Russian spy and his daughter still in critical condition 10 days after a nerve agent attack in England.
A police officer also remaining hospitalized. The UK is now backing British officials and blaming Russia for that attack, and today Moscow is again responding. NBC's Keir Simmons has the latest.
Russia accused of deploying a chemical weapon on the streets of Britain, so deadly it is banned even in war. The US stands with its closest ally, President Trump's spokeswoman now says. This morning, Russia's Foreign Office spokeswoman telling NBC News Moscow wants to know what happened.
This is our question, what happened to them?
It follows strong words from the US at the UN Security Council.
The United States believes that Russia is responsible for the attack on 2 people in the United Kingdom using a military-grade nerve agent.
But it's now clear many more people could have been hurt. The UK's military seizing even vehicles used to transport cars that may have been contaminated. The investigation now focused on Skripal's car, Britain expelling 23 Russian diplomats. Russia's response accusing British investigators of failing to let Moscow help the investigation, branding Britain's words propaganda and threatening diplomatic retaliation. That retaliation likely to involve Russia expelling British diplomats. The question today, can the alliance between Britain and other European countries and the US hold through this latest Russian confrontation? Back to you.
Well, a bar owner uses a taser on 2 customers. The whole thing caught on camera.
Coming up, why they reportedly chose to take such drastic actions.
Plus, a spectacular light show also caught on camera. You'd have to be really far up north to see it, but we've got the video and we're going to show it to you. Just gorgeous.
And we continue our live coverage of this breaking news out of Miami, Florida. A pedestrian bridge collapses. Now, the pedestrian bridge wasn't supposed to open until next year, the pedestrian part of it anyway, but obviously people driving underneath it and have become trapped. It is feared several people are dead as a result of this. We're continuing to follow the breaking news again out of Miami, Florida. You're watching News 3 live at noon.
All right, we have some breaking news here locally that we're following. You're looking at live pictures where Las Vegas Fire and Rescue are currently working to put out what we've been told is a house fire in the West Valley. It's happening at a home on Rassler Avenue. That is near Jones and the US 95. We do have a crew on the way to that scene, and as soon as we get more information, we will bring it your way.
All right, and we are also following the breaking news out of Miami, Florida. So this is a bridge collapse that happened on the campus of Florida International University, and just really a devastating scene. We know that there are cars trapped underneath. Don't know the status of the people obviously underneath the bridge, but we do know they are fearing several people have lost their lives in this incident. We know of at least 5 people that have been injured, been taken away to be treated. So very large police and emergency response to this incident that unfolded. If there is a bit of good news, it's the fact that the kids are on spring break this week, so you don't have as many students who would have been moving around in that area.
This reminds me of the freeway collapse from the 1989 earthquake in Oakland, California, where those cars were just flattened, and unfortunately we could see some of those cars, and if anyone was inside of them, there's no way they could possibly survive that, according to the experts out there on the scene. So, wow. All right, take a look at this. An Arizona bar owner tased 2 customers who tried to leave without paying their bill. Owner Frank Silverman says 6 people had dinner and drinks inside the bar. 4 of the 6 walked out. Well, the 2 final customers, a man and a woman, got up from their table and tried to leave without paying the tab, but a server locked the door to prevent them from getting out. And as the owner was calling the police, a fight broke out. So Silverman pulled out his taser and used it on both of them. Police arrived and arrested both of those 2 patrons, charging them with disorderly conduct and assault. Riders of a popular roller coaster at a Six Flags in Texas had a bit of a scary situation when the roller coaster stopped mid-air. They were riding the Batman roller coaster. Park officials say a safety sensor went off, causing the ride to come to a screeching halt. Riders were stopped for 45 minutes at the very tippy top of the coaster's initial lift. After nearly an hour, the ride resumed and the passengers were eventually delivered down to the ground unharmed. But if you've ever been on a roller coaster, I think it's fair to say it's always at least crossed your mind, like, Oh, I hope nothing happens. And can you imagine? Look how steep that drop is. They're literally dangling over the edge.
Yeah.
We have a ride like that here at the top of the stratosphere. We dangle people off the edge all the time.
Well, we also, the New York, you have the roller coaster there.
yeah,
It gets
that
a
one
little
scares
crazy.
me.
Yeah, and it's crazy because as you're moving up, it just goes, you know what I mean? As you're moving up there,
Yeah.
and then you get stuck.
I don't really know because I didn't look. I had like my head down and I was screaming.
Oh my
So that
goodness.
was like the last time. I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm not doing.
I would have
this
loved to have
anymore.
seen the picture of, the pictures
I'm
they take.
sure it was bad.
I love it. So hey, this wind, look at that camera
I
behind
know,
you.
the camera's bouncing, and we had rain showers move through early this morning. Now we're tracking another round. It's kind of wrapping back around for us. So here's what we're dealing with. We had the showers move through earlier. We have a little cell that moved through North Las Vegas. That one is now moving its way off toward the Moapa area. We do have some showers in the Sheep Range, the Las Vegas Range, also the Spring Mountains, seeing snow out of this one. Most of this, though, staying north of the valley itself, Centennial Hills, maybe a few sprinkles out of this right now. Now let's zoom out, take a look at the bigger picture. There's not a whole lot back to the west. These showers are moving eastward, so not a lot of it going to make its way into Las Vegas, but there is still that chance for some light showers, some sprinkles as we head throughout the rest of the day. More activity, though, along the 15, Moapa, Mesquite, you're going to be seeing some more active weather. They're seeing some rain, some mountain snow, parts of Lincoln County. That's moving into Utah. Bigger picture. Okay, so this is weather maker number one that we're dealing with right now. We've got some scattered showers. We're dealing with some breezy conditions again. And here's weather maker number two. This one on the way beginning Friday night. We're going to take a look at Futurecast and see how that's all going to play out here in just a minute. But this is a live picture. This is the Black Mountain camera, so we can see the Spring Mountains and the low clouds there. Now let's take a look in the Spring Mountains. This is Mount Charleston Lodge camera. This is the time lapse, what we've seen so far. So we had a little bit of sunshine there briefly, but now look, we've got snow showers coming down on the mountain. There is a potential for 1 to 3 inches of snow out of this system. Now it doesn't look like we have much at the lodge yet, so maybe a ½ inch to an inch, but as you get a little bit higher, you've got a better chance to see a little more accumulation. Temperatures. Not warming up much. Again, we've got clouds, we've got breezy conditions. Downtown, just 59 degrees. Henderson's at 58. Centennial Hills, you've got some showers in your area. Look at this, just 45 degrees. The winds, 19 miles per hour in Centennial Hills. El Dorado, 23 miles per hour. That's sustained. The gusts, especially as you get into the northwest part of the valley, that's where the strongest, getting close to 40 miles per hour. In fact, North Las Vegas reporting a gust now to 45 miles per hour. Here's Futurecast. This is how it's going to play out for the rest of the day. The shower is going to wrap up early this afternoon. Then things start clearing out overnight. So it'll be quiet. Still a little bit breezy in some spots. Friday, a little bit of a breeze, but still dry during the day. We get into Friday night. That's when showers start to move back in. Nye County, the Spring Mountain Range there you see as well. More showers as we get early into the morning on Saturday. And now it looks like we may see a little bit of activity on Sunday as well. The model's changing a little bit for us. Mostly cloudy skies today, scattered showers, breezy conditions. Today's high 63, and it's going to be a struggle to get there. For most of us, we're going to see those winds gusting to about 35, but as you're seeing, we're already getting some gusts to around 45 in the northern part of the valley. Still a little bit breezy overnight tonight, 47 degrees for that low temperature. Now, as we take a look at the 7-day forecast, we are still looking at some gusty winds for tomorrow. Breezy conditions. Now, tomorrow, I expect it to be dry for us, though. 66. Chance for rain Saturday. That is St. Patrick's Day. Breezy 62. I'm also now adding a chance for showers on Sunday. That's something we're going to continue to watch. Guys, the first day of spring is Tuesday. 68 degrees. Notice too, temperatures on here all below normal. Now let's take a look at something much prettier. A massive display of northern lights was seen dancing over in the sky over the Arctic Circle overnight. The spectacular fast-moving aurora could be seen filling up the skies above Finland just before midnight. The bright white, green, and even pink auroras were clearly visible to the naked eye. Northern lights, also known as the aurora borealis, are a result of collisions between electronically charged particles from the sun that enter the Earth's atmosphere. And make sure you download our News 3 app for the latest forecast, interactive radar maps, and more. You could use that interactive radar today. Just go to KSNV News 3 in the App Store. It's free.
I don't understand the science behind the aurora borealis, but it's just pretty.
It is pretty.
This is pretty to see, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. 2 Florida men facing charges in a I should say, bizarre burglary plot.
So they were caught stealing from one of the suspect's ex-boyfriends, and they tried to burn down his trailer and then blame it on spaghetti sauce. Here's Lauren Korn with more.
An ex-lover's revenge foiled thanks to this 10-second clip.
Wait, did you see anybody?
No, I can't see nobody. All I can see is the towel being put over the camera.
Deputies catching these two men red-handed, accused of burglarizing the victim's home and trying to burn it down.
I got an alert at 6:54. I called D-Land Police, and they was here in no time.
The man who declined to reveal his identity was at work Tuesday morning when it happened. Deputies say ex-boyfriend 36-year-old Derek Irving, disguised in a bull costume onesie, and 28-year-old John Silva removed the AC unit to get inside.
I'm assuming they thought they had all kinds of time.
The duo, deputies say, stole the man's TV, AC unit, heater, and a vacuum before boiling a pot of spaghetti sauce and taking a white towel to the stove.
They was trying to make it look like that I'd left the stove on, but who gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning and fixes spaghetti?
Deputies stopped the two in the driveway where they found the man's items in an empty jar of spaghetti sauce. Silva claiming he had no idea Irving was stealing from the home.
It started out as was a relationship that lasted about a week.
The victim says they had a fallout, but the two remain friends and doesn't know why Irving is so angry.
Let him use my car for 4 months. Maybe he's angry about that. Or maybe he's angry because I gave him $150 to fix his teeth. Maybe he's angry about that.
The pair appeared in court today, Irving being held without bond for violating probation. Silva is being held on $25,500 bond.
Thank God for this camera.
Oh boy.
My favorite part of that whole story was the sketty sauce. If you saw it there at the bottom.
It did say sketty.
And then
I
what
want to
was
see
a
the
onesie?
onesie, him in a bull's onesie, like dressed as a bull in a onesie.
Is it like a bull like the animal, or like bulls
guess
like
so.
the team?
Yeah, I think it's like the bull like the animal onesie. I want to see this.
Well, okay, let's go on to this story because it's really interesting. Identical twins no more.
Yeah, so we're learning more about Scott and his brother Mark Kelly. You know, Scott Kelly, the astronaut that received all that attention. We're going to learn how their DNA changed after Scott's trip to space. Well, it took something out of this world, but a pair of identical twin brothers are identical no more.
Well, we're talking about astronaut Scott Kelly and his brother Mark, and a NASA study found the 54-year-old twins no longer share the same DNA after Scott's one-year trip to the International Space Station. Researchers say 7% of his genetic code has been altered. The strain of Scott's year in space may have activated what NASA calls space genes, which lead to those physical changes.
Wow, that's so interesting.
They would never know this because these are the only identical twins ever to go to space.
One that went, yeah. It
Wow.
will be back.
Right now on News 3 Live at 12:30, it is March Madness. Sports books across the valley have filled with fans and bettors today as the NCAA tournament gets underway. A look at all the excitement coming up in the live report.
And know your rights. The death of a puppy aboard a United flight leaves many people wondering, what are their rights when it comes to their animals as they fly? What you're required to do if you're bringing a pet on board.
And we have baby goats, and they're here, and I am so excited. I can barely contain myself. We are doing goat yoga today on News 3 Live at noon. We're going to tell you where and when you can sign up for a class.
News 3 starts right now.
Okay, so this is the breaking news we've been following out of Miami, Florida. Still a very active scene. This is a pedestrian bridge collapse. We got word of it right before our new newscast, around 11:30, give or take. We do know police are saying that there are possibly multiple people dead in this situation. At least 5 people we know of that have been injured as a result of this. And this is also very close to a Florida turnpike, so a lot of cars travel through here. The pedestrian bridge itself wasn't supposed to be open until next year. But Michelle, the good news in all of this is that those students are on spring break right now.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a lot of them on campus.
Well, unfortunately, though, this thing just opened on Saturday. I mean, let me rephrase that. It just was completed on Saturday, and they started allowing traffic to go through it. Obviously, they're looking at all the different factors here right now. No word of any possible like terrorism or anything like that. They think that this was a tragic accident. We're following it, and if we get more information information, we'll bring it your way. And then we've been following this breaking news. Special counsel in charge of the Russian election meddling investigation, Robert Mueller, has issued a subpoena against the Trump Organization, ordering it to turn over documents, including some documents related to Russia. And this is all according to the New York Times. The Trump Organization is an umbrella organization that oversees Mr. Trump's business ventures. No word on what it is specifically Mueller is looking for.
Las Vegas Fire and Rescue currently working to put out a fire in the West Valley, happening right now on Rassler Avenue, and that is near Jones in the 95, just to kind of get you oriented there. According to firefighters, a motorcycle caught fire, and then that made its way to a pair of homes, spreading. Well, one person was pulled from one of the homes, the condition unknown. We do have a crew headed to the scene, and when we know more on this one, we'll bring it to you.
All right, News 3 is your place for breaking news, of course, and we want to let you know you can get all your breaking news stories as they happen on your smartphone or tablet if you download our app. So go to your app store and look up News 3 LV. And thank you for joining us for the second half hour here on News 3 Live at noon. Happening today, let's lift things up a little bit here. Sports books across the valley expected to be filled with fans and bettors feeling the fever of March Madness. Everybody's filling out their brackets.
They've caught it. They've caught the fever. In the middle of it all is our Kendall Nunley taking us to the Superbook. Now, she's been there for most of the day. And Kendall, you had people going there as early as 3 o'clock this morning.
Of course.
2:45 a.m. and he was quick to point that out because that extra 15 minutes that early in the morning definitely makes a difference. Here at 12:30 p.m. inside the Westgate Superbook, I can tell you the frenzy with March Madness definitely on. Team t-shirts, hats definitely seen throughout the entire casino, especially here in the Superbook. Now, as you can see, we're counting down just to the final seconds of the Gonzaga game, and these fans are definitely making their teams known as the line wraps around the entire sports book, staking hundreds of bettors from the ticket counter to the slot machines over on the casino floor. Now, nearly everyone is here to make a bet on the NCAA tournament here at the Westgate. There are 400 seats in the sports book and another 1,500 in the theater, which is playing the game. As you can see these fans and hear them reacting. Now, even then, though, the madness of March is too much. Since around 6 o'clock this morning, these chairs have all been filled as hundreds of locals and tourists alike make their way here to be a part of all the action. So, as the saying goes, the early bird gets the worm, or in this case, the perfect seat.
If you want a good seat, you better get here way, way early. Came down here about 2:45 and grabbed a couple seats.
I am surprised that they weren't here at 2 o'clock this morning because you would do anything to get a good seat. It's like, you know, right before Christmas, everybody goes out and they try to get a bargain. Same thing here.
Now, the future of this kind of frenzy in Las Vegas Sportsbook might be coming to an end. Coming up right here on News 3 at 5 o'clock this evening, we look at a looming Supreme Court decision that could change everything. But as you can see, at least when it comes to the frenzy this year in 2018, alive and well right here live inside the Westgate Superbook here in Las Vegas. For now, they're reporting live in the Westgate. Kendall Nunley, News 3.
I was just saying,
Wow.
well, at least the chairs are comfortable. And Crystal
Yeah.
said they don't recline.
They don't recline. I don't think they do anyway. Kelly, weren't we talking about having a seat filler in case you have to get up? Have someone, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we need an app for that, right?
Mhm.
And you know, they've got a good spot because it's windy and chilly and rainy outside. So yeah, hang out in the sportsbook. Here's what we're looking at outside right now. This is a look at our radar imagery where we are seeing another batch of showers starting to make its way into the Las Vegas Valley. We're zooming in a little bit closer here. So this is the cell that we're watching making its way through Centennial Hills. It's heading toward North Las Vegas. You see that area shaded in yellow. That's indicating some more moderate precipitation. So we could actually have some brief heavy downpours here. Make sure you got your headlights on when you have those wiper blades on. Slow down, leave extra time between you and the vehicle in front of you. We've also got a little bit more back to our west and some snow in our local mountains. We're going to talk more about that in about 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Candidates filling out the paperwork to run for office in Nevada as the primary season is about to kick off. One of the more interesting questions is, what will Congressman Ruben Kihuen do? Last December, he said he wouldn't run after several women accused him of sexual misconduct. Well, last week, we reported he's having second thoughts about not running again. So we asked him about his plans in our Connect to Congress segment.
This is the greatest honor of my life to be able to serve here in the United States House of Representatives, representing the greatest state in the country. And as of right now, I am focused on the issues that are impacting our country. Again, I'm not focusing on a future election.
If Kewin does decide to run, he has until Friday, 5 p.m. to fill out the paperwork. Our conversation with the congressman also touched on other issues, and if you'd like to see what he has to say about guns, DACA, you can head to our website, look for Connect to Congress under the Politics tab. The death of a puppy that was forced into an overhead storage bin on a flight has really sparked a lot of anger.
A lot of anger.
Yeah.
It has also sparked a lot of questions about passenger rights when it comes to flying with or without an animal. And a lot of people do fly with animals. NBC's Joe Fryer is taking a look at some of those rights in the sky.
What was the family supposed to do when a United flight attendant told them to put a pet carrier in the overhead bin, even though the mother said a puppy was inside?
She was like, it's a dog, and she said we have to put it up there.
United says our flight attendant did not hear or understand her and did not knowingly place the dog in the overhead bin. The family paid an extra fee to bring the dog on board, but they had to obey the flight attendant or they could have been thrown off the plane.
I have to have you get off the plane. Are you serious? Yes.
Over the years, cell phones have captured other incidents between cabin crews and passengers. Experts point to a combination of oversold flights, tight schedules, and not enough flight attendants.
The airline, through its flight attendants, has the obligation to protect the safety of all the passengers. And if they feel one passenger is going to be disruptive and they're directed to get off the airplane, that's what's going to happen.
When it comes to traveling with pets and comfort animals, passengers are advised to check each airline's rules, what types of animals and breeds are allowed, and be prepared to show papers or letters from a doctor. For human passengers, one of the biggest issues is getting bumped from flights involuntarily. That's what led to this dramatic moment last year when Dr. David Dow was dragged off an oversold United flight to make room for crew members who needed to get to another assignment. United apologized and reached a settlement with Dow. For the everyday passengers who are bumped, well, they do have to leave the plane. The federal government says they are entitled to compensation in many cases. However, airlines are not required to compensate passengers whose flights are delayed or canceled.
It's just everything about that story is so disturbing. There are a lot of questions, and hopefully we're going to get some more answers about how that even happened.
Oh yeah, we're going to stay with this story.
All right, we want to try to ease your mind now. We're going to forget about all the stresses that we just told you about, and let's play with baby goats. I mean, we're doing yoga, but we're really going to play with the baby goats.
A little goat yoga. We have the owner of Goat Yoga Las Vegas here. You definitely don't want to miss this one. Stay with us.
All right, it is 12:42 now on this Thursday, and we are continuing to track showers. We had a wave blow through during the early morning hours, and now another round moving in. We're seeing some showers right now, mainly light, but we did see some brief moderate shower activity here in the Centennial Hills area in northern Summerlin. That is tracking its way eastward, so we're going to be moving into North Las Vegas. We have another little tiny cell sprinkles just down to the south of it. More active weather, though, moving in. You see right here along Summerlin, Southern Highlands. It's moving off the mountain and starting to make its way into the western side of the Las Vegas Valley. Zooming out, more active weather getting up into Moapa, Mesquite. You're even seeing some areas of red there. So some heavy rain showers coming down right along the 15. Again, these showers are moving their way eastward through the Moapa area. If you get some rainfall reports out there or you get some great pictures, let us know. Send them in. We'd love to see them. Indian Springs area seeing a little bit of activity. Again, this is all moving eastward, so we're going to see more showers here within the next few minutes in the Las Vegas Valley. And this is just weather maker number 1. Weather maker 2 still sitting off the coast, pushing showers in Northern California right now. This one will bring us active weather starting Friday night. So here's what we're looking at right now. This is the Black Mountain camera. It's shaking. It's breezy out there. These are those rain showers coming off the mountain into the western part of the Las Vegas Valley. A time-lapse look at that. We would see the same thing. Temperatures right now, cool. In fact, Centennial Hills, you're only in the 40s. 50s right now for much of the rest of the valley, but as this rain blows through, you're actually going to see those temperatures dip a little bit more. The highs today expected to be below normal, so Pahrump, you're only going to make it to 58 degrees. Boulder City, 60. You might still see a few more sprinkles. Mesquite, Overton, you're still going to see some active weather here even as we head into the early afternoon hours. The western part, though, will start drying out first. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, breezy. We're not going to see any precip overnight. We're going to be dry. Beatty, 33 degrees. Boulder City, 44. And Laughlin, your lows going down to 49. This is chilly for this time of year. Now, here's a look at that 7-day forecast where tomorrow, like I said, dry conditions, 66 degrees. That's the forecast high. Another chance for showers Friday into early Saturday. Saturday is St. Patrick's Day, breezy and 62. Now, this is a new addition since the morning. We had a new model run go through. We're looking at a chance for showers now into Sunday. Also breezy, cooler, 62 degrees. Spring, guys, finally arrives on Tuesday, 68 degrees, but temperature is still pretty cool. Don't forget those umbrellas as you're heading out the door, although raincoats might be better in the wind.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Okay, this is the breaking news that we've been following about this fire that we told you about. Las Vegas Fire and Rescue working to put out a house fire in the West Valley, happening at a home on Rassler Avenue, which is near Jones and the 95. Our Antonio Castellan is on the scene. So, Antonio, what can you tell us about this breaking news?
Crystal, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, they have just put out the fire at this home. We are right here at the 6200 block of Rassler. Fire officials tell us that around noontime, there was a motorcycle in the back of this house. Somehow that motorcycle caught fire. It spread to this home. Right over here in the basement, the homeowner tells us that his roommate, who is deaf, was there. He didn't know that the fire was going on, and that roommate, he caught fire. He was burned on his head and all over his body. He has been taken to a local hospital. Right over there is the homeowner, Joseph Bianacci. He tells us that before he knew it, there were flames all around him and he didn't know what to think. He tried to tell his roommate that there were some problems, but he said that he couldn't get down to the basement, so he had to call 911. That's when paramedics and rescuers came to this house and they were able to get the roommate out of the home. We are told right now at this moment that roommate is in critical condition, but as you can see, Las Vegas Fire, they have put out the fire. We will stay on the story and we will see how that roommate is doing. That's the very latest. Reporting live, Antonio Castellan, News 3.
Hater. She's hating on me. She says Brittany doesn't like me.
I am
Brittany's just
so
a jumper.
excited for this. Okay, so forget traditional yoga. I am ready in my yoga gear because we have goats in studio today. And we have Goat Yoga Las Vegas.
Correct.
It's literally called Goat Yoga Las Vegas. Write that down. And we have the co-owners. We have Brandon. And you have Brittany?
And this is Brittany.
Brittany, okay, as in Britney Spears?
Correct.
Okay.
And she's
then,
a diva.
And then we have David and?
Christina.
As in Christina Aguilera?
Of course.
Got it. Okay, so we have
Hilarious.
our two divas.
Yes.
And here's my biggest question, you guys. How exactly do you incorporate goats into yoga and why?
Well, have you ever held a puppy and gotten that warm, fuzzy feeling? It's the most amazing feeling ever. Yeah, of course
She's
you
a
can.
jumper. Be
Now
re-
just
be
picture
careful.
that times 30 adults giggling with 15 goats jumping all over you and playing for an hour-long yoga class and then getting to bottle feed them afterwards. It's a pretty awesome experience.
I am in heaven. So can you guys give us an example of how this works?
Of course. If you guys want to go ahead and take the mats, we're going to go ahead and get on your hands.
You're going to do it.
You're going to do it.
Yeah, you have the clothes on for us, so you can do it.
Okay,
It's,
I'm not a yogi.
What are you going to do, Brittany?
I'm not a yogi.
So I'm going to hold this one
Okay,
for
you hold Brittany.
Yep.
Who is this?
That's Christina.
Aguilera.
Hi, Christina.
So if you guys go
you
ahead.
can hold both?
Tell me which pose do you want
So
me
we're
to
going to do tabletop. So you guys are going to get your hands and knees and make your backs flat, just like that. So, yep, just like that. So, and then what
you
we're going
gonna
to do
get
is we're going to show her what the trick is first. So goats love to play. Jungle gyms are their absolute favorite. So as soon as Brittany sees where Christina is,
Brittany,
she's
where
going to
you
want to
going?
come play with
Come
us
on,
as well.
Brittany.
Yep.
Brittany, hey, Brittany, over here.
Brittany's like, I got things to check
She's
out.
like, this is a big studio.
Brittany's in her own world.
So you're literally doing yoga poses
Just like this,
with
yep.
goats on your back.
With goats on your back. Come on. Exactly.
Oh, gosh, come on, Brittany. You know what? I could see how this, even though it's fun and
wanna get
playful, it's relaxing.
Yeah.
Christina.
And it just makes you happy.
Christina
doesn't
wants
it?
the
Yep.
food. That's what Christina's going for.
She said, "Oh, it's playtime." So we do, a ton. We do an hour-long yoga class. It's for all levels.
Okay.
We have people that have been yogis for their whole lives, and
Christina's
people that have
good
never
at
done
this.
yoga before ever in their lives.
Oh.
So it's a great variety for all different skill levels.
I hope she doesn't have to go to the bathroom.
no,
Okay.
no, it's
You would be the first if that happened.
It has
Okay.
never happened yet.
Well, I'm
yet.
a mom, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, and so talk again. How long is it?
So it's an hour-long yoga class
Okay.
for all levels and all
Okay.
ages. We have kids all the way to grandma and grandpa that come and play.
Almost.
And yeah, so our instructors tailor our classes to all the levels. After class, we also get to do bottle feeding with the bottle babies.
Oh my goodness.
We have between 10 to 15 goats, depending on who wants to come to work that day.
Okay, and where are the classes at?
So we have classes all over town. You can find all the information on our website. at
Sorry
Goat Yoga.
if I'm asking you questions you've already said. I'm
No, it's
distracted by
okay.
the goats.
I know, they
so
do that.
So you're doing the yoga poses and you just get to play. And then can we maybe feed them? Because I see two bottles of milk over there.
So if you guys want to take, Indian style right on the mat, they're going to come right over to you.
Okay, come on,
Okay.
Christine.
Come on, little
Does she just
Christina.
jump off?
Christina, get down.
She'll come down.
She'll come down.
Okay,
Okay,
I don't want to hurt her.
Oh, be careful, sweetheart.
Yep. And
Okay.
as soon as they see this bottle, it's
Come on
breakfast time for them, so
There
they're
you
going to be
go.
very excited. All right.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh, here,
Christina knows her bottle.
And then I'll give you Brittany here.
Okay, Brittany.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Okay, honey.
Don't like that.
Perfect. They act like they've never been fed before, but they eat all the time.
Every
They're just
4
always
hours.
super excited about food.
Every 4 hours, just like a baby.
Just like a baby. Just like a baby. This is an experience I'm telling you, if you are an animal lover, this is heaven. You have to do this.
Brittany.
This is the cute. Wait, can we just listen? Hold on, listen. Shh. Oh my gosh, this is so.
Brittany's going all in on this milk, okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
She's trying to lay back.
That's a new post for her.
Oh, I'm so sorry we have to do this to you, but we have to go because we do have to end the show. But if you would like to do goat yoga, go to our website, news3lv.com, and we will put all the information there. Girls, take it away.
Oh, it's
take
gone.
it away. Say, toss the break.
Well, there you go. Brittany says it's time to go.
We'll be back.
The following segment is sponsored by Jitio.com.
Technology is moving at light speed, and one group is reprogramming the industry and opening doors for the next generation of women engineers and programmers to succeed. When it comes to gender diversity in the workplace, the tech world is wildly one-sided.
Unfortunately, the lack of women represented in and working in computer science is getting worse.
And that's why Girls Who Code is looking to update the system by educating and inspiring female students to compete for these highly coveted positions.
I wanted to be a part of Girls Who Code because it was an opportunity for me to try something new.
The nonprofit focuses on coding clubs around the U.S., even special summer immersion camps.
They learned the fundamentals of computer science. They learned, coding languages. They learned how to build a mobile app, how to build a website.
Skills absolutely needed in the job market of today and tomorrow.
We reached this moment where it clicked. And then you get there, and it's really great, and it's one of the best feelings I've ever had.
For more, check out Chitio.com.
All right, the breaking news we've been following throughout the entire newscast. Miami, Florida, a pedestrian bridge collapsed there on the campus of Florida International University. We do know that several people are feared dead. At least 5 people we know have been confirmed injured. There were cars traveling underneath that bridge and are likely, they probably didn't make it with the weight of that bridge, the experts are saying down there on the scene. So we'll continue to follow this breaking news situation, not only on our website, news3lv.com, but you also would have got it to your smartphone or your tablet if you had our breaking news app. That's News3LV. And you also will have more information on it on later editions of News 3, News 3 Live at 3.
Okay, we also have some weather to talk about.
Yeah, we do. So we're continuing. Oh, don't forget, we've got puppies coming in tomorrow,
Yay.
too. Okay, yeah. Forever Home Friday. Yay.
And
Our
the
favorite
Animal
day.
Foundation.
Yes. Now today, the puppy's probably not going to go for a walk in the rain, though, as we're continuing to track that across the Las Vegas Valley. So we are starting to see showers moving into Summerlin, Centennial Hills, North Las Vegas. We've got a shower now heading toward the Strip. We've got another one around Sunrise Manor. These showers are moving to the east. They are generally very light in the Las Vegas Valley, but remember, slow down, give yourself extra time, and keep some extra space between you and the vehicle in front of you, especially if you're going to be traveling